Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Yeah.
Happy Wednesday.
I'm not so happy.
Well,
I'm dry at least today.
Move your cup.
No.
Before we put your cup over there before we get started.
Let's revisit that.
Let's start over again.
There's usually 2 cups here, and I never put my cup there.
We're on air. Just move your cup.
I can't. It's left-handed. I got to keep it there.
You guys, I like the
Strong
bond
side.
that's forming on that side of the desk. I really do.
He spilled his tea on me, moved my water, then I'm the bad guy all of a sudden.
You are the bad guy in most
Roll the
cases.
tape.
Yes.
Usually.
Speaking of,
Ridiculous.
that's not even a good segue, but let's do this, guys. We finally got to see Jonathan Kuminga play basketball.
We sure did.
Oh my goodness. So of course we know the Jimmy Butler news sort of changes things, we thought, and it did. It was a bad loss, by the way, to the Raptors. But 16 straight DMPs, and we see him coming off the bench, 20 points, 21 minutes. Okay, let's just start here, Chandler. Are we surprised that we got to see him play?
No, I think Steve Kerr, and I really enjoy Steve Kerr. I think he's had a Hall of Fame career as a coach. I've never played for him, so I don't have certain feelings towards him that other guys might have, but he would look insane if at this point he didn't reach out to Kuminga or shoot around and say, look, I know we're off to a bumpy start here. I know everything we've been through. Jimmy coming here wasn't the best for your on-the-court production availability for me to fit with Draymond, and Jimmy didn't make sense. But now we have no option. I know you're probably mad at me. I know I have my issues with you, but you're going to play, and you're going to play a lot, and just continue to do what you do and continue what you've done your whole career, and that's be productive in the minutes that you get. Now I think the opportunity is going to be there more. It still amazed me last night that he was like the 11th or 12th guy in. I'm watching the game. He's putting in every single person in the first quarter except Kuminga, and I'm just like, God damn, like, I wish you would have just started him and be like, my bad, dude, like, and swallow your pride and your whatever. That would have just like, at least let him be a little more confident and comfortable instead of waiting all the way to the second quarter. And you could tell the dude, he was nervous, like getting in there. I mean, I loved the way the crowd responded to him and cheered him on. He damn near airballed the free throws first free throw because he was so nervous. But he turned it around. He did what he always does when he gets minutes, and that was hoop. And that was 20 points in 21 minutes and efficient and 7 for 10, like 5 rebounds. Like, how is there no time for that stat line to find minutes until now? Yeah. I don't understand the situation. I don't get it.
I don't think
I like Steve Kerr, but this kid Kuminga, I feel like he's gotten raw into this deal, and I'm hoping he gets out of there because I want to see him flourish somewhere else on a team that he's wanted and appreciated. That's not here. Now it just feels like it has to be here because Jimmy Butler got hurt.
Everything about this situation is just wrong, it's bad, and it's unprofessional. I do want to start off by saying I commend the young fella Kuminga for the way he's handled this situation. You've done it professionally, you've done it with grace, and you've done it in a respectful way. So with all that being said, I commend you for that. This situation with Steve is just continuing to get more weird by the day. It's almost like it's a personal issue at this point, because like Chandler just said, Jimmy is now, out for the season, and even with that, he still found a way to make Kuminga be the last person to come off the bench. It literally makes no sense. And I think we should start paying attention to the history, because for some reason, when it comes to the players, it's always easy to bring up their history. Anything negative in their history is the first thing brought up. So let's bring it up, as far as pertaining to Steve Kerr. We've watched him with Team USA find a way to not find minutes for Jason Tatum. We're talking about Jason Tatum.
We are, sure.
We swept that under the rug. Draft process with Anthony Edwards. He overlooked the talent. He had every, excuse in the book as to why he felt Anthony Edwards wasn't. Same thing with LaMelo. Now we're looking at this Kuminga. It's situation after situation after situation where he's continuing to downplay young talent, and we're now fast forwarding to this situation. And once again, we're overlooking it and kind of sweeping it under the rug. Like, something has to be said, something has to be done as far as why do these type situations continue to happen under the watch of Steve Kerr when it comes to young talent. So I just don't like that part of this. I just feel more awareness needs to more light needs to be shined on the situation, and it shouldn't just be where we're looking at the player.
And it's not like Kuminga's this huge distraction guy who's a bad dude or messing up the locker room or being late to practices or shoot around. You never really hear anything.
Always heard his teammates take up for him.
Yeah, Draymond said that he's been handling it better.
Like, think about this, and even the fan base, who demands a trade publicly and then gets cheered in his first game back in that home arena? That never happened. So that just shows you how much he is appreciated and loved from everybody besides that coaching staff or Steve Kerr, or you know what I mean? Like,
I just want to know what's happening.
Obviously, front office as well.
Front office as well, for sure.
But the owner loves him. That's the one thing that we've been told repeatedly. By the way,
who gives someone $20+ million a year to not play him?
Well, glad you asked. Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy was asked about Kuminga's trade demands before this game, and his response was, quote, "In terms of demands, when you make a demand, there needs to be a demand." Now, I don't know what gaslighting means, but I'm almost positive that's it. Lou, what'd you make of this quote? This quote's epic.
Hated it.
Gosh.
Hated it. It made me cringe, and you just said gaslight. Like, it made me feel a certain way. You know, like, there has to be some type of respect or protection for Jonathan Kuminga when it comes to this. Like, how can you not say there isn't a demand when he's not playing? And usually when you're not playing somebody that you're paying $20 million, that's because you're trying to protect an asset that you know is going to bring something in for you. So to tell me that, you're telling me no teams are calling about Jonathan Kuminga right now? Like,
no, the Kings are.
You can't convince me that there isn't a demand for Jonathan Kuminga. Now, is it what you want to hear on the other side of that phone? Is it the deals that would benefit the Warriors instead of Jonathan Kuminga? Probably not. But you can't tell me the phone's not ringing for Jonathan Kuminga.
Crazy.
This kid he's 16 straight DMPs and he walks into a 20 ball. Like, that's a basketball player that can play, and a lot of teams can use that. Like, you look at these clips. What team can't use a 6'8", 6'9" kid, still young, still early in his career, that can go out and give you these type of buckets and this type of flow? Sure, it may not work for the Golden State Warriors in the style of play that they play, but that's a hooper right there. That he passes the eye test as a hooper. So you can't tell me there's no demand. I ain't trying to hear that. And it was cringy to me, and I didn't love it.
It's a good quote.
There's not a lot of guys that can not play for over a month and go and just get you a quick 20 ball.
No.
And not, by the way, it's
like
not just not
minutes.
playing. It's not playing, but also sort of publicly being
practicing on your own, workouts on your own, left the facility for a while. So the fact that he can still do that and stay professional throughout this whole point, that's where I am. I'm not like a hothead or a bad guy at all. I wouldn't have been able to handle the situation like that. And I swear, like the whole Gilbert Arenas thing, I think I would have told him to kick rocks. I'm not playing.
The fact that you're playing 48 minutes or nothing.
I don't think I could, and I don't think. I think he's a better guy than me because I don't think I'm ever playing. You know what I mean?
Definitely a better one than me.
Until something was to happen, or at least until after the trade deadline, where they've exhausted all options. And I understand what Mike Dunleavy's saying here. It's a cold-blooded comment. And
I don't.
It's cold, but.
It's
anybody
not, hold on.
Any player can demand a trade, but if there's not a trade out there that makes sense for the organization and my job to make the team better, then there's no demand that we need him back. So again,
did the CP trade make sense?
I'm hearing you.
Again,
with the Jordan Poole, I feel like Jordan Poole had to go.
Did that make sense?
Jordan Poole had to go. As the Draymond thing.
I'm hearing you.
But CP being added to that team made sense.
I do think. No.
Go ahead.
I do think there's demand for Jonathan Kuminga because of his age, because of his production, because of all that. I think the fit on Golden State, once they got Jimmy Butler, didn't really make sense. But now that he's gone, but to say this just felt like they were kicking him a little bit while he was down.
This is a guy that gave you productivity in a bad night last night.
But what Dunleavy,
you still kick him.
But what Dunleavy's saying is you can make a demand all you want, but there has to be demand that makes sense for us to
say that. Don't say it's not a demand.
Yeah.
Say
I'm pretty sure that's what he meant.
But you're just basically said no one wants.
We're not trying to figure out what he meant. We're gonna say
it came off a little more malicious, I think.
Because it was. It was malicious. Like, that's the part of this that we keep sweeping under the rug. This is a personal issue with Steve Kerr. Obviously, Dunleavy is in on it too. We can't keep ignoring. You don't say those type of things if it's not personal. And on top of that, there's no demand, and there needs to be a demand. So all those guys playing in front of them, is it a high demand for them?
Guess what?
Outside of Steph, outside of Draymond,
I can guarantee
you mean to tell me it's a high demand for
I can guarantee you one thing, Boogie, and
I think he's got,
CP.
besides Steph Curry, I think he's got the highest demand on the team.
Who?
Kuminga.
Absolutely.
So what are we talking?
No, I'm saying I just don't. I think it was said.
I'm still trying to figure out.
That's what I'm saying. I think it came off. I think it came off like, look, we're not just going to trade him because you want to get traded. There's got to be something back we're going to get. Right now, your value through whatever reason is low.
Let's go slow. Like
partially
I said,
because of us. But just because you want to get traded doesn't mean I have to trade you. I think that is what his point was.
That's not what he said. When you say, if I say I want cookies, there's no cookies. No, it might not be the ones you want.
Right.
But it's cookies.
Can I give you an example that literally just happened yesterday? A friend of mine's agent who's done nothing for them, nothing, not one job, not anything, actually came to this person and said, you know what, you haven't really made me any money yet. Okay, well, that's gaslighting because you haven't done anything. You haven't put me out there. You haven't shown the world what I can do, and now you're coming to me and telling me it's my fault. Like,
well,
I feel like he's publicly
that's where if I'm
humiliated
Kuminga after the game and they ask me about that, I'm saying, of course, there's little demand. I haven't been able to play.
I've done nothing.
Like, that's not up to me. That's what I would say. I'd say, look, I've handled this professionally. If my demand or my value is low, it's because of them, not me.
Absolutely.
Listen,
Is all
you
I would
don't
say.
give somebody $20 million that doesn't have a certain level of talent and demand. So the difference between there not being a demand and not being demand as far as we are concerned are two completely different statements to make.
Yeah.
Does anybody think he's changed his mind? Do you think Kuminga at all, from last night, it's
Change his mind about what?
to want to be traded? Is there a world in which he's like,
No,
I think it's speeding up the process.
He cannot stand
Absolutely.
at this point, and I can't really blame him. He can't stand Steve Kerr. There's no trust there. There's no love there. There's no respect there. And even last night, yes, I played, but like the fact that I was the 12th guy off the bench with the guy in front of me out, I did not sleep well last night. Like that is not okay in my eyes if I'm Jonathan Kuminga. Now, I can't wait till their next game because, like, again, 20 and 21 minutes. Is he the 12th man off the bench again, like, next game? Or does he start? Now is he the first guy off? Like, are you going to coach this? Are you going to coach him differently now that you saw that he was ready and professional and played well? By the way, when the game you were getting your ass kicked all game long.
Also that.
You were down 10-0. You were down 18, and you still didn't put him into the second quarter?
Okay,
like,
so he's still
it was
gonna
just
get
a little
traded.
ridiculous last night. So I'm glad he played good. I just, like, unless he, like, starts him next game or something or he plays him 35 minutes, I still am pissed if I'm
It
Kuminga.
could happen, though, by the way. That's what's great. We have no idea. I guess I'm asking is, like, I don't know, human nature, when something goes as bad, is it even fixable? But has there ever been a case where you just didn't have a good relationship with a coach and it got better?
No.
Or is it once it's broken, it's broken?
It's broken, man.
No.
It's broken.
And I think we should hammer the point home that this young man demanded a trade, and he's 100% professional in all of this. We've been the ones defending him. The media has been defending him. His teammates have defended him. The crowd has defended him. Everybody has defended this young man but himself. So is this going to get better? Absolutely not. But his number was called, and he showed up. You can't tell me there's not a demand for somebody like that.
And no doubt, listen, the trade deadline comes, and I think they're going to weigh all their options. I think, but like, the knowing that Jimmy Butler is out for the season, I think softens the blow a little bit. That look, F Steve Kerr, I don't care. I'm going to be a professional. At least I'm going to play the last 37 games or whatever with Jimmy Butler.
Is he, though?
I mean, you can't.
By the way,
you
didn't
can't
you last night think it was not
deny this
gonna happen?
production. You can't, like, Steve.
But this isn't a surprise.
If he gets a DMP their next game,
This isn't a surprise. He's done this before.
What is the next
What
one?
else does this kid have to prove? We're talking about last night's game.
Yeah,
Like, this is his first good game. What else does this kid have to prove?
It's just,
If he did it before, Steve would continue to do it.
it's just a stale, sour relationship that's never going to get fixed.
Exactly. And this is a coach with an ego. We all know that. We know that. Every coach has an ego. So with that being said, if I've gone out on a limb saying this guy doesn't fit, he's not going to help me win games, and I lose one of my best players, I'm not going to then retract on my words and then throw them in there and make myself look bad. I'm going to stand on what I said. He's not a good fit. He doesn't play well in this system, and I don't want him here. So I'm going to stand on it.
So you're saying if they start Kuminga and he averages 25, 10, and 5, and they go on an 8-0 run, Steve Kerr's
Steve already looks like a fool, but he will look like a fool.
Can you not give him, if he does, by the way, they play Dallas tomorrow in Dallas. If he does do that, is there a little piece of you, as mad as people seem to be at Steve Kerr, if in fact tomorrow he starts him, let's just go extreme, is there a party that's like, all right, well, at least he was, I don't know, man enough to
No, I'm still
do
shaking
that.
my head at Steve. This is frustrating for me to watch.
Because why would you start
Why do we have to
I
do
don't know.
all
I don't know
Also,
any
is
of
it that
this.
extreme to start him over Moody and Post? It's that he should be starting.
I don't think it's a far-fetched idea that he should be
Why
at
does
all.
Pod start?
You really got a problem with that. That is your.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well,
The eye test when it comes to basketball doesn't exist.
There's just a lot, and then also Steve Kerr's deal this summer being
It's
up.
up,
Like,
yep.
is that in the back of Kuminga's mind? If I could just get through this season and possibly let Steve Kerr walk, then I have a fresh
No, because
start.
I got a GM that thinks there's not a demand for me. I want out of this whole situation.
yeah, I think.
The
So.
only
I agree.
thing-
He's got to go. He's got to go for the team, and he's got to go for
The
himself.
only,
out of this whole
I'm not going to agree totally with that. The only way I could see Kuminga staying is because of the relationship with Joe Lacob. The fact that the owner loves you, the owner supports you, that's the only angle I can see.
But you also know that ownership doesn't make a lot of the basketball decisions.
Well,
they
that's
clear
true.
a lot of them, but they don't make the basketball decisions. The people that are in charge of basketball is telling him, we don't value as a
But if Joe Lacob tells
player.
Kuminga, hey, Kerr's not coming back after this year.
Please just be a professional in the last 37
just
games.
you are-
sit it
If
out.
Joe
Mike Dunleavy's not leaving.
But he's not going to be coaching day to day either.
Mike
He's
Dunleavy
making
ain't
the
got no
basketball
pull
decisions.
like that.
Can I ask you guys
How we
this?
know? He might be gone.
Like,
Can I
He
ask you-
hasn't done anything.
Topic's
Can I ask
crazy.
you guys
As
this?
we know it.
He hasn't been successful as a
But listen,
GM.
We're being
Like,
hypothetical, but as it stands, Steve Kerr's the coach, Mike Dunleavy is the GM, and both of these people have shown you they don't value as a basketball player.
Yeah.
So yes, even though the head honcho loves you and he paid you, they're still not putting me on the floor to continue my career in a way that I see fit for me. So I gotta go.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're both gone.
Let me
Since
ask you.
Bob Myers left, the Warriors have done nothing but go
By the
downhill.
way, he jumped ship in the perfect.
Wow, I saw it
So
yesterday.
I can see them
Random.
both being on
Let me
the
ask you
move.
this: is it strange, or do you feel a certain type of way if you're Kuminga that like Steph Curry hasn't said anything publicly, or Draymond? Like, do they?
Draymond has.
It would hurt me.
I don't think
No,
Steph-
but hold on.
Jimmy answered
Draymond,
questions,
in
but, like-
fairness to the Draymond thing, Draymond only said that he's handled it professionally. He hasn't said like he should be playing. We need
Like,
him
how
out
are the
there.
reporters not asking Steph Curry should
Well, you
Kuminga
can't
be
do,
getting
you
more
can't do
minutes?
that as you can't do that as a teammate, because if you're telling me I should be playing, if I'm the guy that is playing, now I'm looking at you sideways. So you have to. There's a line
So
that you kind of.
tricky.
Yeah, you got to balance that.
If I'm Steph Curry, though, I'm saying, look, 20 points in 21 minutes. Like, we could
I don't
use that.
I
If
don't
I'm Steph
think-
Curry, I'm like, I
think
need
Steph wants
people.
to
Need that.
I don't
this.
think Steph wants to throw Steve under the bus.
What a mess. Boys.
Drama,
boys.
drama. It's
drama,
All right, well, we do have some Jimmy Butler, I guess, news, maybe. Yesterday, his agent, Bernie Lee, said Jimmy's going to win a championship before he's done, which is nice. You want your agent to say that. Jimmy then posted, be back before you know it. So, you know what, Lou, I'll start with you on that side of the table. Do you think not only that he's going to return, but he's also going to then win a championship?
That's a tall task at this point. You know, like I'm glad that he's been optimistic about his road, and I'm not sure what major injuries Jimmy has had off the top of my head, but ACL is at least 8 to 10 months, at least. So back before you know it, we know that it's going to be at least 8 to 10 months, and then we talk about 37 years old now. As far as the championship part of that question, sure, I don't know if it's going to be
Won't be
the way that
Warriors.
Jimmy Butler wants it to be.
Interesting.
Now, can he have an opportunity to win a championship somewhere? Sure, he can go join up with somebody and get a championship. But at 37 years old, coming off an ACL tear, that usually takes you about a year to 2 years after that. Once you're on the floor to get back to yourself, we're talking about 39, 40 years old. He could, but it's not going to be the way that he probably would have saw it in his wildest dreams.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say he's not gonna, because who knows after this contract who he hops on with as a minimum player, as a valuable locker room guy. Like, who knows? But is he gonna make and win a championship this year or next year on the Warriors? No shot now.
I agree. It won't be with the Warriors. Obviously, we don't know where he's on the move to after this. You know, he could end up in a championship situation. So I won't say no, you know, as far as where he ends up. But with the Warriors, no chance.
Yeah, go to San Antonio in 2 years. The race for Sace is on, Beads.
Well, is
On
he taking up a
on
valuable
vet
spot,
man.
or hold on, we need
I'm
to
just
talk
saying,
about this.
you can never rule out a championship these days.
Yeah, like Chris Paul might
I
have
was
an
gonna say.
opportunity to win a championship this year.
Yeah.
You know,
God, it's
it's no
crazy.
telling
Still
who he
don't-
assigned with after the deadline and be in a position to win a championship.
But
so
it
you
won't
just
be.
you just never know. But
Glorious.
I would go out on a limb and say, even if Chris Paul did win a championship this year, it's probably not the way that he envisioned it in his career. And I feel the same way for Jimmy Butler.
I don't think anything about this year is how
And I
Chris
love
Paul
me some
envisioned
Jimmy
it.
Bucket, so I hope it happens. But that's
Well, look, there is a world in which he could be traded. NBA insider Brett Siegel said that the Warriors are open to basically anything. Everything's on the table. And again, this injury could not be at a worse time, Boogie. But if you, all things being equal, could get somebody to trade for Jimmy Butler, who coming in would actually, I don't know, make this a contending team. That seems like a big stretch, but
Who?
slim hopes.
I do think the chances are slim because, one, I think it's just so many other problems outside of just personnel with this Warriors team that, you know, are obviously unspoken. But I could see a Michael Porter Jr. coming in and having a huge impact, you know, for this team. Obviously, that would require some, you know, expiring contracts, some picks, things of that nature. But it's not many names off the top of my head, right now that I think can just come in and put this team, and give this team a chance to actually compete for a championship. But I think a Michael Porter Jr. could definitely do it. He has, a high level of talent. He's been there before. He's a champion himself. He knows what it takes to get there. So that's the only name that really pops out to me right now.
Yeah, I like him too. I like MPJ there. I like Trey Murphy there, but those are probably impossible just asset-wise. And again, Jimmy Butler, what can you get for a 37-year-old guy off an ACL or what was it?
ACL.
Yeah.
Off an ACL at 37 years old, making $57 million is tough. Now you package with a Kuminga, and you look like a Sacramento who's always looking to do stuff with a DeRozan or a Sabonis. I know people love Keon Ellis. Like, there's deals in the Lakers that we talked about. So there are certain situations, but I don't think you're going to get much back for Jimmy Butler at this point. We all know Kuminga wants out. So maybe try and package them together, but just straight up to Jimmy Butler, that's going to be a tall task getting off that contract at this point.
Horrible, horrible timing. We did mention this yesterday. I don't know if anybody's minds have changed about Steph. And it is crazy how quiet it is. Like, I don't really know what Steph's thinking or what he wants. He can't be happy with any of this, I would think. And you guys don't want to see him. Some of you guys don't want to see him on another team, but some of us also don't want to see him playing meaningless games for the end of his career. Has anybody changed where they are on that?
No, but these are, I want to be clear. These are meaningful games. Like, it has to be.
Sense?
Like, we live in a world, nobody wants to go through some adversity. Nobody want to go through nothing. And as soon as it get a little rough, we like, trade him, go somewhere else. No, like, as far as I'm concerned, they have an opportunity to get in the playoffs as it stands today. And those are meaningful games. Like, whether we like it or not, that's meaningful. So is there a world where he can get traded to somewhere and expedite that process? Absolutely. But we're talking about a 4-time champion that knows what it takes to win a championship and that's been through adverse situations. So to me, these are meaningful games. It's not going their way. They don't make them less meaningful because it's not going his way. Yeah. These games mean something. So I don't see him getting traded, but I disagree with that the games aren't meaningful.
Also, we talk about Mike Dunleavy has this tough job and a lot of tough decisions. You think he's going to be the guy that comes in there and trades Steph Curry after that dynasty? Like,
only if he asks.
I don't see it. Maybe there's like a respect Dame Lillard Portland situation where like they literally say, hey, we can't give you what you deserve right now. Where would you like to go? And maybe let him type of like walk situation for that mutual respect. But I can't see him in another jersey. I really can't.
Yeah, I agree with the guys. I don't want to see Steph in another jersey. I
still hate seeing Clay, and I don't
exactly,
like it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Draymond, Clay, Steph. I wish all those guys could, finish their career with the Warriors, ride off in the sunset. Obviously, that wasn't the case with Clay, but
he could be back though.
He could, but it's still the fact that he had to leave and then come back. Yeah, he didn't deserve
like
that part.
More likely than Steph leaving. A reunion is more likely than
even
Steph
with that.
leaving.
We ignored that as well. I mean, we sent out. I firsthand witnessed Steve
money, just straight money.
Say how much he loves coaching Clay.
True.
And he's the perfect coach's player. All of these things. All the way to the point where, he's not a fit either. So it's crazy, man.
It really is a what have you done for me lately, Lee?
It is.
Who you are.
It's very tough.
Oh, we forgot about Wiseman, number 2 pick. I mean, he's a forgotten name, Wiseman. So this, like I said, this is an ongoing issue. But to answer that question, no, I don't want to see Steph in another jersey.
No one wants to see it. Whether it happens or not, who knows? But we're gonna take a quick break. Other things are happening around the league. We'll get to that on the other side.
Steve.
That's outrageous.
Let's go to the other side of the country for a second.
Moving on to another dumpster fire.
I know, why not? Ramona Shelburne, shout out, broke the news yesterday. JALEN Brunson had a players-only meeting with the message to stop looking at the coaches for answers. The answers to what is wrong with us right now, right in this locker room. We have to look in the mirror. Oh yeah, they were all there, by the way. It was very awkward.
Y'all be cool.
See you at 0 bonds.
Y'all be safe.
Okay, players, tell me what this means.
This is the first domino effect here.
Right?
I mean,
player-only meeting?
Oh, it's
go good or bad.
Wait, domino for who? Like, what does that mean?
This is like what you do when it's real bad and you feel like this is the Hail Mary. Like, all right, guys, it's all on us. No coaches. How are we going to respond? Exactly.
But it's not that bad. I mean,
that's the thing. I feel like obviously this team has, aspirations of being a champion this year, making it to the Eastern Conference, all of those things. I get it. But it's also a bit dramatic for me because as bad of a season that they think they're having. They're still 3rd, 4th in the conference. So for me, this is kind of a, you know, an over-exaggeration. Do they got some things they got to figure out? Absolutely. But I do still think this Knicks team is a good team. Obviously, they were the most consistent early on in the year. Maybe they hit a wall early with this, you know, NBA Cup. It's starting to seem like...
Well, damn, when's that going to run out?
They peaked.
Like,
it seems like a trend, though. It seems like a trend lately. Every team that kind of wins the Cup...
They're not the only team.
Yeah, they struggle later on in the year, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I do think this is a bit of an over-exaggeration. They do have to figure things out. I do think, as far as the leadership with the team, I think Brunson handles his job correctly, but then you go to your second leader, which is Cat. He has some things to figure out. He has some things he has to embrace and some things he has to accept. This is the situation that you're in. So, like I said, I don't think this is the end of their season and they should panic, but they do have things to figure out.
When you're a team this talented and have actual expectations and you go through a route like this where you're 2-9 over the last 11 and you're the worst defensive team and you're the slowest paced team, your offense is getting bogged down and your guys aren't getting shots to fall, it's frustrating, but then when you look in the big picture of things, like they're still right there. They're still, with this horrific stretch, they still feel like they can figure it out. So I understand the point of this team meeting. Listen, the coaching staff, we know what they're telling us to do. At the end of the day, we have to go out there and execute it, and we're not playing hard enough. We're not playing collectively and together. So I love the idea of the team meeting. We just know how these go, where it's
I'm sure it was some eye rolls in there.
It's just something you have to do for optics. That doesn't really change shit. And they're going to come out and they're going to play either really good or the same stuff again. And then if they play good, the meeting's going to look like it worked. And if not, it's going to be the same thing, different day.
Wait, are you saying so? If you have have you guys have not had a players meeting where you came out and things got better?
Yeah,
For sure.
Is it temporary or is it? Oh, it actually rights the ship.
I mean, it depends on the personality of the group, and it also depends on what the issue is. If it's a fixable issue, and
what is it?
And I like the fact that Brunson called this meeting because, as I understand it, we need to have a conversation about the things that we can control. You know, there's an old adage in the NBA, you can control attitude and effort. You can't control what the coaches do, you can't control what the gym do, but I can control how hard I play. I can control what I do inside the lines, whether I like my role or not. Those are two things I can control, and it looks like attitudes are the problem for the New York Knicks, and their effort is a problem for the New York Knicks. Those are two things inside the lines that those players can control, and they're not doing that well. So that's something that we need to talk about. Like, hey, we might not like our roles on this team as far as the coaching staff goes, but if we're going to compete, we got to compete. And so we can have that conversation as a team, and that can be something that's changed and that can be looked at as a positive.
And also, they're a vet enough team to have these conversations as a team, you know, because there's always these reports about how they're not happy with their roles or they don't exactly know what their role is, which is a little crazy this deep into the season.
Very.
But I imagine after this, once all cards are on deck, then they bring the coach in, then they bring Mike Brown in, and they say, okay, listen, Jordan Clarkson wants this, this, this. And you can see if you can have a balance of kind of getting everybody involved after something like this. Because there seems to be a lot of question on guys' roles, and which is crazy this far into the season.
Also, because there have been stretches where you were good and you apparently knew your roles on those days, so I don't know how it changed. Ramona also reporting yesterday that people within this organization are not quite thrilled with a moment with Mike Brown and Draymond Green, because this is a game in which Draymond Green was manhandling Cat basically the entire time. And we know that they have past issues, and then afterwards, Mike Brown was all huggy-huggy with Draymond, and folks don't seem to be happy with that. Post-game, correct, here you go. Look, that's the middle of the game. By the way, as a fan, I've always thought this was weird. I'm wondering what you guys think about it. Like, it's, especially when your player has been on the receiving end.
I've learned when things are bad, the smallest things can make it worse.
This is also true.
Great point.
They have issues, obviously, but this is a reach.
Okay.
They obviously have a relationship. Draymond was coached by this guy for years. They've won championships together. They have a real relationship. If anybody y'all should be mad at, it should be Cat. He should be defending himself. Stop letting these players punk you, bro. Like, it's simple as that.
Are you victim blaming right now, Boogie?
No, I'm calling the facts out. If you want to be angry at anybody, it should be Cat.
Okay.
Get up and stand up for yourself. The Sky Report is the punk Cat. Does everybody up here know that?
That's a quick scouting report.
All right, so if anybody should be mad, it should be Cat. Stand up for yourself. Stop allowing these things to happen. Be a man, bro. Like at the end of the day, he bleeds, you bleed. It's the same thing. We all sleeping. We all wake up the same way.
And also,
man up.
The beginning of your statement, you made a point. But we've also learned when things are bad, it might have been one person unhappy with this, and also now it's all of a sudden the Knicks and people inside the organization. Like somebody might have, but put these things in context. Like Boogie just said, Mike Brown coached Draymond. They have their relationship. And also, this is the NBA. Everybody knows everybody. Now, do I love the fact that we're competing and my coach is hugging another player? Absolutely not. But if we're sitting there having dialogue and he walks up to me and that's what he goes, what am I supposed to do if I'm Mike Brown? Turn my back on him and pretend like so no, two things can be true. No,
I don't know. That looked like he was initiating the hug. I mean, if we're gonna get into hug semantics here, like if Mike Brown was initiating the hug on that one.
I didn't see that. No,
yeah,
I didn't see that.
You can roll footage.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
We need to watch this Zapruder film one more time.
I see both sides of this. I do think this is a bit of a reach, and again, when it rains, it pours, and these guys are frustrated right now, and they're losing games, and they're too talented to go on stretches like this. On the flip side, like I played for guys like Kevin McHale. Like Kevin McHale would never do this to the opposing player during the games. Like there are certain coaches that would also think this is soft, or you could be your friends after the game.
You said Kevin McHale wouldn't?
Like he would never do that during the game because he'd be like, "What? We're competing. We're at war against."
But that's because he's older, and I think there's a different.
So there's different personalities. I totally get that.
I don't know Kevin McHale.
But no, I'm saying on the flip side, if you were my teammate and you got into it with somebody, and then we're playing against JB Bickerstaff, and he went like this to dap me up. I'm going to dap him up. It's my boy for years.
Absolutely.
Mike Brown's personality also is he's like kind of a smiley guy. He sort of shares a lot. Like I don't know, you have to take some of that.
This is nothing. Y'all want to be mad at something. Be mad at y'all defense. Okay, this ain't nothing.
Here's what gets,
and this is also Cat. I think it's all Cat. This is the guy that said he doesn't know his role. This guy's had an up and down season.
He's going to be a scapegoat. Just be ready.
Jalen Brunson can do no wrong in the Knicks fans' eyes, so it's all going to fall on this guy.
Well, that's an issue in itself, too.
Okay,
I mean,
so
if y'all having team problems, everybody should be having
everything they do is under a magnifying glass, and everything they do is going to get picked apart.
By the way, they have a 4-game losing streak going into tonight's game against the Nets.
They lose
at the Garden. Now, in past years, this could be the thing that changes everything. Unfortunately, Nets, I'm not trying to pick on you, but it is what it is. Dropping 9 of 11 is a big, haunting deal. Now, it seems like this is one of the biggest games of the season for them. I'm also sitting here going, oh my God, Lou, if they lose to the Nets,
no more team meetings.
The sky is falling tomorrow. Like, what do you think this is going to look like tonight?
I think it should be a good game, and I want to see how they respond. Again, when you have these reports of hugging and team meetings and all of these different things, like, well, respond. Somebody respond. Like, I don't think this is the end-all, be-all. There's still tons of basketball to be played, and they're still in a very good position in the Eastern Conference. So it ain't the end of the world. I'm not going to put their whole season on the line on a random Wednesday night in the NBA against the Brooklyn Nets, but you also would like to see them respond based on everything that's going on.
It wouldn't be good if they lost this game, and I'm with Lou. It's not their Super Bowl, but it's January 21st, whatever it is. But everything they're going through, this should be a turning point, a team morale thing where we just had this meeting. Let's go out there and let's execute. Let's all figure out our role. Let's play hard as balls, and let's literally.
That's what you got.
That's a saying now?
Sorry. And just make sure
you should have just went on and said what you wanted to say. That's probably worse than what you wanted to say. But go ahead, all right.
Hard as shit.
Thank you. Like, that was probably better.
And it's the city rivalry here. Like, let's just get this.
This is a big game.
Let's get off the schneid here and beat the brakes off this team and get back on to winning ways.
By the way, what are the Nets over there thinking? Like
they're thinking. I'm thinking plus 440 is not a bad bet on the Nets, because I think also this could get way worse for the Knicks, and it's going to start tonight with a Nets win.
I mean, I'm motivated. It's all get out.
They can't lose this game.
Because they don't. This is.
But I'm still enticed.
It's weird
by
that I'm excited about
440.
Knicks and Nets on January 21st, but that's where we are. Do we think they're going to trade Cat? Do we think they should trade Cat? Because I have heard, in fairness, in all of the things I consumed during the course of the day, there are very split camps on whether or not you trade Cat. Mm-hmm. So should they?
I think it's in consideration. I mean, if you're a team that's pushing for a championship, I think all options will always be on the table, especially if you're not getting the success that you expect or you want. So I do think, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a conversation that's being held, especially with, you know, a Giannis in the background.
Well, they got Orlando, Charlotte, and Memphis as potential teams in this sort of scenario.
So you bringing up Memphis, I'm assuming they're thinking of a Jaren Jackson type of guy. So obviously, though, I would consider it. I don't think those options are off the table at all. No.
Poor Cat. It's going to be a rough stretch for him. We're going to take a quick break on the other side. The word rivals, what does it even mean anymore? We're going to talk about rivalry on the other side.
Run it up, run it back.
All right, look, I get what TV networks got to do. You got to pump stuff up. You got to make it seem exciting. But the fact that we keep hearing about Rivals Week, and I'm looking at this going, point out the rival for me. Anybody up at Chandler?
You know the one I'm
rival?
excited about? I know you said Chandler. I'm dying to see
I don't care. I
Cleveland
don't know why I say
Hornets.
Okay.
Don't start with
By the way, that's the one I made fun of the most last night. I was like,
Heat Magic, because they're in the same state.
ooh, yes, in-state rivalry.
There's better rivalries in college basketball, and it's not even close.
What about the Bulls Pacers? Y'all ain't
That's a
excited for
barn
that?
burner.
So wait, so do we, okay, tonight here's what we have. We obviously know the
popcorn
first one.
ready.
OKC Milwaukee, is that a rivalry?
OKC Milwaukee.
Look, I have to ask it, it's my job, but I think it's
By the way,
foolish.
last night, Houston San Antonio looked like more of a rivalry than San Antonio OKC.
Actually, that was, last night was fun.
That's
you know what,
and
you know
what?
Denver, LA. Like, I've never seen Jamal Murray and
They should have
Luka.
called this potential rivals week.
You can't just say it's, what's the saying? You can't
Potentially.
pee on my leg and call it rain? Like, you can't just say something isn't it.
What
isn't.
kind of
That's a
OnlyFans?
Southern saying.
We got all sayings for
What
it.
kind of?
Oh, we're not doing sayings
sick-
now? We're against the
Can't
South?
piss
That's
on me
right,
and tell me
Joel.
it's
What-
raining.
Pee is not a bad word. Let me just show some of these games. Oh, I'm sorry, science.
Piss.
Can we show all the games and tell me if any of the, like, okay, Heat Magic, no.
Listen.
Rockets Mavericks, I guess it's in-state also. That's not
The
a
Mavericks
rivalry.
are the 13th seed. They
I
don't get a
know.
rivalry.
How about
under
Lakers
that.
Clippers? Can we do Lakers
If
Clippers?
anything, Lakers Clippers is a legitimate rivalry.
it's legit.
Yes.
That is a legitimate rivalry. Lakers Clippers.
we look at the games
Even
tonight.
Lakers Celtics is a legitimate
But
rivalry.
is it still, or is that what our parents would say? And that would be my parents.
Rockets Pistons?
Okay, let me ask you this. Are we more irritated, because I know my answer.
What is
Are we
this?
more irritated that they're pushing the idea that these are rivals, when in fact you missed out on a chance to perhaps call it something else, like
Also,
Legacy Week? Where
Let me
you
get
can
this straight.
point
We're
out-
creating this whole rivals
it's
week
not a-
thing, but then when the players get chippy and stuff, they're going to tee them up and fine them money when they actually play
Well,
like it's a rivalry.
Actually, in fairness,
How does that work?
The rest last night, after a 22-minute delay in the Spurs-Rockets game, which we're going to go to right now, I don't think they called anything because they wanted to get this bad boy over with. 22-minute delay because of the rim being broken was hilarious.
Hey.
But a 16-point comeback is what happened for the Rockets. Kevin Durant, 18-7-4. Şengün with 20, 13, and 9. Reed Shepherd, golly,
Reed.
what
There
is
he
that?
is.
21
Right to
points.
left look like Lou.
Coach's favorite last night. It was their biggest comeback of the season, if you're keeping track of that. And it felt, Boogie, like I didn't tweet about it. I didn't get arrogant, but it felt like we were headed towards a Spurs win, and then they showed up big. Talk to me about what that is, because Houston 11-10 over their last 21, and they're still trying to figure some stuff out.
I like this Rockets team. I liked it from the beginning of the year. Obviously, with Fred VanVleet going down early in the season, it was a big question mark as far as, you know, that lead guard and filling in that role. I brought up Reed Shepherd earlier in the year. I've known Reed since he was a small kid in Kentucky. When I was a freshman there myself, so it goes way back. But the fact is, this was expected. Reed is a hell of a player. He's a young guy still figuring it out, but he has so much potential. He works his butt off, comes from a good family. So him playing this level of basketball isn't a surprise. It's more so, you know, until that time comes. And his time has come. But with all that being
Could it not come
said,
last night? Could it come on a different night? Or, I mean, just schedule it a little bit better next time, Reed, if you could. Thank you.
right.
He was
But
so good last night.
even with the 37-year-old Kevin Durant, I think he's having an MVP type of year. He hasn't gotten a lot of coverage this year as far as being an MVP candidate, but he's playing a very, very high level of basketball. He's been consistent. They're winning. And everything's, you know, leading for them to make a real run towards the end of the year. So, like I said, I like this Rockets
I will
team a
say,
lot.
Reed Shepherd Rookie of the Year, I said last year, he did get the
You're just
opportunity.
late. You were just late,
This
yeah.
is the version I thought I was going to get last year versus this year, but he's got game and he's going to be a
It's
valuable
okay to
piece.
say you were wrong, dog.
It's all right. So he
I think the coach-
was a
the
late
opportunity
bloomer.
wasn't
You
there.
trying to get some post credit?
What do you want, second-year
Magic.
Rookie of the Year
All right.
awards? Like, that's not how
Most
this
improved.
We're going to give a little love to Kevin Durant because he deserves it. Halfway through the season, he is averaging 26. It is his 17th 16th straight season of averaging 25 or more a game. Currently 6th all-time in scoring, passing Dirk Nowitzki not long ago. Look who's next, Michael Jordan.
You know how crazy of a feeling that's got to be? You're about to pass MJ.
Tell me where he finishes when it's all said and done, like on this list.
Number 3.
I think
So he's going to pass. Oh, he's going to pass.
By the way, this is a dude, I think he's going to play 4 or 5 more years. His game's going to age. He can always be 7 foot. He can always make shots. He eats, loves, sleeps basketball. Like this guy, he's a hooper. And I don't think it's crazy. I don't think we talk about him enough.
That's
Exactly. He's not underrated by any means, but man, this dude is, we've never seen a guy really with this size and length and handle and can score the way he's scored. He's a mismatch with whoever's guarding him. And he's been doing it so consistently for years. He's won at the highest level. Every team, whether he went to a good team or whatever you could say, every team he went to, he's become the best player on that team. He's going to continue to pass these guys, pass MJ, pass Dirk, pass Shaq, pass Karl Malone. I think he ends up number 3 all-time in scoring, which is unreal.
Everyone's good with 3. Like he's going to pass 3 more dudes on the list.
I think he gets in that 3-4 pocket.
Okay.
I think he puts 3. I think he puts 3,000 to 4,000 more points on the board. Even if he starts declining, he averages 16, 17 points a game in a couple of years. I think he puts another 4,000 or 5,000.
He's going to be 5,400 to get up to Malone.
I think he gets right in that Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant pocket right there.
If he passes Kobe, we all agree we want him to pass Karl Malone, right? Like
He'll pass Kobe. What's that? About 2,100 and some change.
He'll pass that next year,
give or take. Yeah, he'll pass that. next season.
God.
He's got 11,000 more from
Yeah,
that's insane.
But that 3,000 gap between Kobe and Karl Malone, that's where it's gonna. He's
gonna have to play till about 41, 42 years old.
Which, again, why wouldn't he? I feel like he will.
I think he can. Yeah.
Is he top 10? You know, I love these.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yes.
Yeah.
all time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, but who are the other?
I'm gonna take a page out of Isaiah Thomas' book when he was on this show. We gotta let the past be the past and start adding and giving the credit and giving the flowers to our current greats. And so, yes, I absolutely think.
We need to start putting the top 10 up when I ask
Currently,
that.
current players in the top 10
Okay.
would then be LeBron, Steph, KD, and maybe Jokic. Or Jokic is right there on
So
the
that would mean 40% of the top 10 list is still actively playing right now.
that?
That's a lot.
You don't like that?
Talk
like
to me.
3 of them.
Boogie, you don't just say
I like 3 of them.
Steph, KD, and Bron for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let everybody else cook.
So wait, hold
Let
on.
Jokic keep working, man.
That means the Jokic, who is argued by many to be the greatest player in the world right now.
Well, he is right now, but we're
not
talking
on the
all
list.
time.
Okay,
Sure.
but how are you going to be the greatest player in the world for, what are we in the
Well,
third
SGA
season
is
of
the
doing
second
this?
best player in the
Because
world.
there was a
He's
lot
not
of
top 10
there was a
all
lot
time.
of players that were the best players in the world before Jokic.
SGA or Jokic are both the best players in the world right now. They're not top 10 all time.
No.
Has Jokic been in this conversation for a decade?
Not yet. He will be.
Let's keep.
Let him
keep
keep
cooking.
working. Yeah.
He's right there. He's 10 to
he's
15, 10
he's
to
done a
20.
ton.
He's
done
up there.
'cause
Can we
based
agree
on
that
the-
Jokic
based
is a
on
top
this
5
standard-
center of all time?
Based on this
five?
standard, Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook will
Hell
be in
yes.
this conversation as well.
Okay.
Based on
Boogie, top
based
5
on
center?
that standard. So a lot of our people should.
Who you got?
You're not
Bro?
going to let Boogie not answer that.
Boogie, you got-
I'm
No, you're not. Shaq.
Because I'm not going to let Boogie go viral for the wrong
Oh, he's a
reasons.
big David Robinson guy. No, you're the
David
Admiral.
Robinson.
Remember the guy you said, what's that guy's name in San
Sure.
Antonio, the lefty?
No, he said the Admiral. He said the
You got him
Admiral.
over Jokic, but you didn't know his name. Stop.
I did not say that, bro.
You said the buff lefty.
I
He said
never
Admiral.
That. He said the
buff
Admiral.
lefty.
Buff lefty.
said
You
the
said
Admiral.
buff
I'm
lefty.
putting sauce on the wings, but you do like David Robinson.
I like Jokic as well.
Oh, stop.
There you go.
I like Jokic.
You know
What
We
about the
got
Bill
plenty.
Russells and the Wilt Chamberlains of the world?
Ask Lou.
I respect what they've done in this game. I wasn't alive to see anything, though.
Beadle's funny.
What?
Like I said, I think I agree with Isaiah Thomas. We should shine a brighter light
I
on
agree.
our current greats. We're always living in the past, and the NBA is the only major sports thing that we do that. Like, allow that to be great for what it was, and if our young players are starting to eclipse a lot of these things, we can't ignore that.
I agree.
Is Shaq number 1, though, for sure?
What?
For me?
Sinners.
Yeah.
For me, yes.
Me too.
Hey.
Yeah, for me,
Okay,
yeah.
so there you go. We'll slowly build that top 5 out one by one.
I
We'll
think
get there.
Dwight Howard is a top 5 big.
We'll see. Now that's knocking some people off the list.
I'm telling you,
All right,
Dwight Howard's the
we're
best
gonna-
center in the NBA for 10 years.
We're gonna
I
get-
think Dwight Howard was a top 5.
We're going to give ourselves some eye candy on the way to break. Ooh, I mean,
They lost, Beadle.
shut up. I didn't make this video put on it, but I don't hate
That
it.
looked like a Fisher Price goal.
Look at this.
Whee! He's just, it's weird.
Is that a 10 in a dunk contest?
Just be in the dunk contest.
Is that a
please.
10?
All right, we got a little you buying that. When asked how confident he is he'll finish the season with the Bucks, Giannis said, I don't know. I'll take it day by day. That's how you live life. Yeah. Chandler, are you buying? He really doesn't know?
I'm sure he doesn't know. Like, I'm sure that there's obviously reports and there's rumors and the team is struggling, but
didn't we just say we're not? This is.
What is he supposed to say?
Messages.
What is he supposed to say here? Like, it's not his job to kind of.
I mean, I would be sick of the questions, to be honest.
Yeah, like,
I'm buying it.
Yeah, like I honestly don't think he knows. Like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm buying it. In an unpredictable world of the NBA, sure. And if you're Giannis, at the end of the day, it's probably gonna go my way either way. So yeah, I'm buying it day to day.
Also, at this point, I don't know if he does. I wouldn't be surprised. If he didn't, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I think either way there's no wrong decision.
Yeah, but they're not gonna Luka Giannis, right? Like, he's not gonna wake up one morning and be like, guess what happened? You got traded overnight.
Well, not if that GM still wants this job.
Yeah, I'm buying it. Obviously, this is something that'll be out of his control when it does happen. But, well,
I think this Knicks thing is such a perfect storm timing-wise for Giannis.
But I don't think a move like that with a guy like Giannis happens mid-season.
You don't think James Dolan, as rational as he can be, is going to sit back and go, well, I'm about to make some crazy steps happen?
I think he will. I just don't think it'll happen mid-season. I think that's an off-season type of move.
We also didn't think Luka was ever going to get.
I think we're seeing a week or so more of the Knicks struggles. I think the phone lines are going to get hot.
If they lose to the Nets tonight, Giannis is a Knick
by Monday.
Okay.
I feel like it's coming. Ja Morant, Boogie, you're up. Reportedly told the Grizzlies he wants to stay in Memphis. I can't.
This is all confusing.
Are you buying that he's still in Memphis after the deadline?
I mean, this is a guy with the Memphis Grizzlies tatted on his back. So obviously the love is there. This is a place he considers home. So I do think he means exactly what he's saying. Does that necessarily mean his wishes will be granted? That's TBD. But I believe he does feel that way, yes.
What's more regretful, getting an employer's name tattooed on your body or an ex? What's the bigger regret?
Employer.
Both suck. The employee could be like, the employee is someday going to be the ex too. So
that's what I'm saying.
Thing.
Like, have you ever even? I mean, the idea of tattooing an employer on my body anywhere.
I got the Grizzlies on my back.
Don't start.
And then how do you cover that up, like you do with the ex names?
I don't know.
Just swab.
Smoked.
Do you?
No.
Lou, do you think Ja's gonna leave? Like, are we looking at a situation where he's still there?
I think he still leaves, but you know, like any of the guys, like Luka and anybody else with a team that you've done so much for, and where you start your career, it's always that sentiment that I want to see it through. Like, I want to accomplish certain things. So I can see Ja kind of changing his stance on wanting to stay in Memphis. I just think we're at a point now that's beyond his control.
I thought he didn't like the coach, the way that's being coached. How's he going to?
They're not going to fire another coach.
No,
I don't think. But again, he can want to stay. I just don't think he's going to get his way.
You know who probably knows is their insider, Doc Holliday.
I can't. Why are you even saying his name out loud? What? I'm an oxygen.
What a loser.
Do you want to cleanse our palates with something else before we go? 15 seconds to break.
Here we go.
Shots in the knees. I'm looking for a 10-day.
On the way.
Call me, Memphis.
I'll
be back
tomorrow.
Peace.
But why, Chandler? But why?
Oh, I'm up.
Dang it.
I got up a little early there. You saw my shorts.